Let me join online. So the first thing you guys will see is us running across the arena and getting killed. So the spectators don't show up for the players. And there we go. Alright. And it's nice that we have players that are respectful enough to not cheese the start of these matches. Alright, so
Oh, they need marks. Okay. Hopefully, is this going to mess it up? You know if I give the shadow play lead?
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, it's looking fine for me right now.
So this is how every startup is going to go, and we'll get smoother as we go on.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to change my targeting macros too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we have some tournament veterans that have been to like every tournament in the last couple years, which is good to see some consistency. And then we have a bunch of new faces.
Definitely, definitely. This is going to be an exciting match. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this RMP does. And there is actually going to be I'm getting informed that you actually can't pick the same map twice. So now that we are playing New Grand, whatever loser or whatever team loses actually can't pick New Grand.
Oh,
so
okay. All right.
What just happened
it won't happen
just
anymore.
a miscommunication. Yeah, it won't happen again.
Oh, you mean we're not going to see New Grand every map?
Yeah, I know. It'd be nice.
Yeah, that's okay.
Guess we're just
Blizzard,
waiting for the count.
Blizzard was saying the new map, the 12-year one, is going to be New Grand.
Cool.
So I think we're ready for countdown again, Phil.
All right. I'll count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the countdown has started.
Okay, so see what Venruki does out of the start. Of course, he's going to invis away.
You're gonna see. There's already a sap on the Shadow Priest.
Yeah, and it's going to be. It's like they're not going to do anything straight off of it. Of course, Venruki coming out right onto the Shadow Priest looks like what they're going to do. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to position themselves to put crowd control onto that druid.
All right. You saw early fear right there, which was dispelled by Soda.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to go on the Shadow Priest.
Right.
Basically the whole time. Maybe if the druid puts himself out of position, switch onto him, but lots of damage onto Venruki already from this double caster team.
Right. There's Aura Mastery has been used by Soda, and you can see him running across the map trying to get that fear on the druid. There's a Shadow Priest as well.
Looks like they silenced Soda right there. Soda using that pillar, a little bit of LS, because
you see those.
Every dot ever is on Snuts right now. Down
There's a huge swap onto the druid.
And Snuts having to trinket right there too. Looks like.
There's a swap with the druid with Fiend and the ring. Pretty standard RMP.
Looks like both Soda and Snuts right there feared. Soda sitting through the whole fear right there.
There's a good clone on Soda there by Shuri. And looks like the shadow play is just going to be tunneling into this rogue as much as possible. There's a follow-up clone on Soda.
Yeah,
I don't know how much luck they'll have killing this rogue though with the recoup, and there's a cloak used by Snuts there.
Yeah, so he's burning through cooldowns pretty quickly right now. Soda, of course, doesn't have his trinket up, and
there's another swap onto the druid.
Oh, but look at it! Wow, so much damage onto the Resto Druid with a bomb on top.
The bomb. MCS onto the priest there. That's to stop the grips and the shields and stuff like that. And tree form has been used, so very good swaps by this RMP. And there's the life.
Yeah, that was a good life grip right there by Mind Melter, getting his druid out of there because taking a lot of damage. You can see the Chetika just sitting right up inside the other team, basically trying to get a couple howls off when he can.
It's clockwork what this RMP is doing with these, just controlling, keeping it at their pace. They're really just controlling the game, and you're going to see some more swaps on that druid without Barskin, without tree. It's going to go down.
Yeah, it looks like he does have his trinket up right now if these units frames are working correctly. But I don't know. I mean, the next swap onto the druid is going to hurt a lot if they can get themselves.
He is getting somewhat low. Looks like he's just running to DOS with Soda in a full fear, followed up by a nice clone. It looks like it's only half, though. There's the swap on the Druid with the Deep.
Oh, and he's down
here onto the Priest.
Yeah, that's what you were saying Soda was going to do.
Right.
Alright, and now he's out in the open. That Bark Skin is back up, but it's going to fade right now.
Looks like he handled the swap pretty well, too.
Yeah. He had his couple life blooms on himself already before it, but now look at that swap onto Chetica. Blind right there onto the Druid who...
With the smoke bomb.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to get out of it. That was a pretty good swap right there. Wasn't able to capitalize on it completely. Used a lot of cooldowns, but now they're going to swap onto the Druid of Hopelessness again. He's going to try to drop.
And the Druid are both at 50%. Imp CS has been used on the Lock. Or on the Shadow Priest, Mind Melter.
Oh, and there's the ring going down right there, and he's not going to be able to get too far out, of course. Wrestler Druid, eating that impact stun. But it's a lot of consistent damage coming out of this Shadow play, but Soda's handling it quite well. That Prayer of Mending everywhere.
Really, really nice dispels.
And that was we see the Garrote followed by two shot onto Chetica, who's down to 8%, and that Wrestler Druid is in trouble. Yep. Not going to be able to heal. And that is going to be the first round as we see Soda Venruki and Snuts' RMP.
I'm actually impressed by how long the Shadow play lasted, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, there was
usually
some pretty hard spots.
Especially watching the RMP streaming. They they've been killing things in the first 30 seconds, minute of the game. So they lasted pretty well. I thought they handled the swaps well, but cooldowns came back up.
So I think you need to ask Chori's team what map they want, so we can go ahead with the next game.
I think I'm in their group. Let me see.
We need to know what map they're going to use.
And it cannot be Negrand, obviously.
Alright.
Okay.
And is Ring allowed, or did we disable Ring?
Ring is allowed.
Yes! Ring of Valor! Oh boy. Alright.
So it looks like the Shadow Play team, which consists of Chetica, JS, and Shuri playing on Hopelessness, are going to be choosing the next map, and they're going to be choosing Ring of Valor. So, just to let you guys know.
It's funny, there was that one tournament where for some reason the map selection wasn't random, and it was really streaky, so we got Ring of Valor like 8 times in a row. Yeah. And then we had a whole morning, like the next morning we came back, and it was all Negrand for like 8 hours straight. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I've been victim of the
yes.
Especially the latest one I recall is a Runes of Lordaeron broken for 50 games.
Oh yes, I remember that.
So did we get a confirmation on what team they want? Ring of Valor, you said?
Yeah, they want Ring.
Ring of Valor, yeah. So we're going to try and get a queue here as soon as possible.
Sweet. Join the queue for Ring of Valor. So this weekend is actually WCG is going on. It was an invite-only tournament. I believe EG sent a team, and which I had no clue was. I knew that it was going on, but I didn't know exactly who was going, since WCG kind of handpicks teams sometimes.
Right.
But then Fabio, who was the healer for the European. One of the European teams. I can't remember their name right now.
I think it was Another and Glyptic, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. No, Fabio was I believe he's the
he was playing Warlock this time, yeah. Last year he was playing healer.
Right.
Wait, no, he wasn't. He's playing healer.
He's always been the lock.
Yeah.
He was a BlizzCon winner.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of what's his name? That druid.
Oh, Enigs?
Yeah. So I know that Fabio was there. I don't know what teammates he had with him. I think
they had to play with a rogue because Another couldn't go, so they had to run RLS. Another is the DK for the European DK. So there's a lot of player switching, I guess, at the last minute because of complications between who could attend and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially when you're going to Korea. I mean,
exactly.
It's quite a trip. I haven't made it to Korea yet, but I'll get there at some point. I want to go and visit.
The last I heard from
open, by the way, so
right, I can join.
Yep. The last I heard from the WCG was that the Korean RLS, I believe, that was at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
They are actually undefeated. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
See it, yeah. Looks like that 25% MS is...
I guess so.
huge.
Alright, hopefully these guys will kill me.
I believe there is going to be brackets and updates at Arena Junkies, and we want to thank that. That's arenajunkies.com. There should be, kind of live updates on the front, and I believe we're ready for a countdown as soon as you can.
All right. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, at least we don't have the elevators.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably going to be the same thing. That was a really good swap. I mean, they pushed really hard onto the Resto Druid, forced him to use Tree pretty early in the match, and I have a feeling that's exactly what they're going to do again.
Right. You can see Soda running in on his mount there for the early fear.
Yeah, and looks like Snuts is going to be on to the Warlock to begin with, and Soda getting up on top of that pillar. It looks like not too much damage pressure out quite yet.
There's the deep on the Shadow Priest. Looks like they're going on him. Tree has already been used from Shuri.
Wow, he really expected that damage to go quick, and they're going to swap onto Shuri himself, or actually just get that cheap shot onto him. Looks like they're letting Soda basically do whatever he wants in the center.
Right.
But wow, look at that damage. Venruki pretty quickly.
And he's down goes Venruki.
Oh,
Heard
looks
that
like he blinked
before.
away. Looks like
Wow,
he blinked away,
huge.
but not able to get that block quite yet. Wow, so much damage right there.
From what I saw the disarm on the Horror Master. He was a little late, followed up with the clone, and next thing I know, Venruki just went down. That was pretty quick. No Beast Cleave needed.
Nope. Wow.
That was pretty huge.
Yeah.
I guess they just weren't expecting that. Caught him off guard.
Definitely. I saw the last ability that Venruki used was Blink, so he may have been caught.
Right, caught on Global. Yeah.
Just a little comment for the viewers. That game had some issues with the raid frames because I joined too early, so we're still working kinks out with this UI, obviously, and we're trying to make it look as professional as possible, but we do apologize for any shortcomings, and yeah, we'll get it more streamlined as the time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is run by the players and sponsored by Skill Cap. We're just doing it all ourselves, and it's a really good thing to kind of get the interest back in the tournaments and stuff like that. So, just if everything's not perfect, just deal with it.
Hey, come on! It's not an esports tournament.
So here we go.
Shit goes wrong.
So how did this map work? Who picked this? Did Venruki's team pick this?
Yep. Yeah, the losing team gets to pick it, and you just can't play the map that was just played.
Okay.
Are the rules.
So it is best of 3. So this is going to be the game point here on Ruins. That took me off guard completely, to be honest. I didn't expect him to die. I believe he may have gotten Venruki may have gotten fully spell locked on Frost, so he actually couldn't block. I can't really see everything though, and
it's not showing lockouts and stuff. But I mean, this mod is pretty amazing. I was when we transferred from BlackRock to Tyke, I was gonna try to put together a tournament since you could 5v5 war game, and this was my idea. Same thing, like have the spectators go in first and die, and then do a 3v3. But it's impressive that somebody actually did it. I watched that first Russian tournament and was quite impressed.
Right. Yeah, it is really cool. It's a really good thing, and I mean, having somebody like SkillCap sponsor it, and even Blizzard had spoken with everyone else that was involved with running this NAO tournament, and gave it the okay, said everything was good, and gave it their full support. So, it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
The gates are
and the gates have.
Okay, I'm gonna join. So it is 1-1 right now. It's 2 teams. What was the name of Chetika and Shuri's team? It's called. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
We're the rats.
So we're going to be playing